I'm Vin.
I'm sorry.
If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the filthy capitalist option. As Sori says, $125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. $125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and you get matched down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at vinsori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
Rubbish. That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in a Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft. Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go on the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch.
Buy our merch indeed.
Yes.
The child shall lead them.
To buy our merch.
This, dear listener, is what is known as a DJ stream. What's going on?
Did you tweak your mic down a little bit? Small adjustment. Good. Hopefully that'll help the buzzing. I don't want it to buzz. I want your good, clear
This, dear
sound.
listener, is what's known as a DJ stream.
Yes.
The
That's
DJ
right, we started.
is this fella this handsome bastard right there.
Yep. And
What's his name?
Mark.
If you want to know what his name
You can't
is,
see it because the little preview mode is in front of it, but they don't see preview mode.
there it is. It says DJ Mark.
Everybody can see it says
Brought
DJ
to
Mark.
you by DJ Mark.
Yep.
This is what happens. You get 4 songs, and that qualifies you to be a DJ for the entire night. So everybody sit back. If you are a square and you're in regular YouTube world and you're not in
Bye, Jambi.
the chat, is Jambi gone already?
He's like, I gotta go. The kids are saying there's glass downstairs.
He always does that. Little bum. Shout out to
there's an
Jambi.
earthquake.
Shout out
What's
to
he gonna
Jambi.
do?
Shout out to Jambi.
All right, so
Oh, it's an earthquake, so he's got to leave the chat just because it's an earthquake. Here we go.
Please confirm it's under Sori's secret account. Oh, I don't know how to do that, Amy Lee.
Okay, guys, so that's what happened. So right now, we've got a song. It's called Scream, Aim, and Fire.
Yes, but it's
by the band Bullet for My Valentine.
Yes.
Why are you smiling? Do you like Bullet for
I
My
like
Valentine?
the name of the band.
Oh, I see. Okay, so, we got Andre in here. Shout out to Andre. Giga Reactions. Giga Reactions is here. I'm assuming Giga Reactions has a channel, so go check him out. Go check him out. Like, share, comment, and subscribe to Giga Reactions, y'all. Okay, guys, here we go. This is Bullet for My Valentine from the band. Bullet for My Valentine is the name of the band. Scream, Aim, and Fire is the name of the song. Let's go. Iron Maiden type riffage. Creeping Death. Oh! Whoa!
Uh-oh.
Whoa! Holy smokes! Ah! Uh-oh. Oh, give me a breakdown. Give me a breakdown. Yes! No! No! No, damn it! No! Rewind it! Rewind it! No! Sorry. I rewound it.
It's all about you, Vin.
That's a rock.
It's all about you.
No, I'm gonna rock. Be quiet. I permit a woman not to speak.
We're not in church.
All right, got a proper breakdown here. Let's go! Yes! Oh, yes! Help! Oh, they're gonna end it with that breakdown, bro. Yes, Pinky. Ah! Stefan Stefano's doing his best Ben Webb impression. This song is absolute trash. Fuck you, Stefan, and everybody with you. It's a great song. By the way, welcome to the village.
Yes, welcome. Welcome all of our friends. Also, yes, that Sori secret in the chat with the purple is me.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, why is this person saying all these the names of all of our children?
Because Amy Lee's like, until Sori confirms that it's her, you are considered basically like an imposter.
An imposter.
You need to list out her children's names.
Yeah, but anybody who's been remotely paying attention can
That's true.
know.
Well, I confirm. Well, I said I shall confirm it by giving middle fingers. So that's what I was doing during the song.
Eric Major in the house. Bow, 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 bow.
Amy, she thought I was a troll. It would have been more fun, right? I know.
That song was legit, man. That song was heavy. That song was heavy as hell. I hope That probably wasn't a good way to introduce myself to the homie. Fuck you and everybody with you. By the way, it's the first time I'd ever seen any of his things. But he was doing a Ben Webb impression, so I was like, oh, yeah. Sorry, Stefan. Okay. Lace Chaser said he's having trouble hearing me.
I can hear her fine. You went to...
Blah, blah, blah,
my
blah.
man.
Crispy.
How
dare you?
I don't know what that means.
How dare you?
Vlad Sori is Sori. Yes, I am me, and he is he, and thee are thee.
How dare you? Okay. What you think of the song?
I thought that you... Oh, he said thanks for pronouncing his name correctly.
Oh, you know, I'm on it.
I
Happens
thought
to me all the
the
time.
song was very upbeat. As an upbeat one, and you seem to be... I did hear the... I'm pulling up the lyrics right now. But
Yeah,
I did
I got it
seem
right
to find out something in the lyrics.
Screaming
Well,
and
why
fire.
were we talking about dying?
Who's talking about dying? He's saying kill your enemies. He's talking about killing.
Right now it's killing time.
Yeah.
I
Over
can
the
see.
top. Right now it's killing time. Yeah, he's talking about killing and war.
see.
Jihad.
Yep.
Jihad.
Yep.
New to the channel. You guys rock. Thank you. Thank you very
Okay,
much,
I'm going to say a
JC.
very unchristian thing. That
You
means
guys also
not
rock.
Christian.
Go ahead.
And I am a Christian. I can see how if you were in a war and someone killed all your friends that you'd been fighting with, how, you know, like, maybe I've romanticized it because of what you see in the movies, when all of a sudden they load up with all that stuff and they go, and everybody's going, you know what I mean? Like, they're like out in the wide open and they're just shooting everywhere and everybody else is dying, but they're not getting hit.
Oh, yeah. It's a glorious thing.
So probably it's like, you remember how I learned like 2 months ago that there's a thing in America, we talk it a lot, romanticism.
Yeah?
And so it'll it'll dictate to you what love is or what love should look like.
Right.
And so I'm wondering if those reenactments or those acting scenes in the movies when they just go out all like, brrr, maybe that's not realistic. Maybe you would get shot immediately. I don't know. What do you think?
Depends. I don't know about that stuff. I don't
Throwing
know.
grenades. Too much Fortnite.
I mean, I don't know. I'm assuming it would be a very, you know.
Well, I mean, you've seen lots and lots and lots of YouTube videos and all kinds of different
Yeah,
stuff. Talked to
I saw
lots
stuff
of people.
I saw a lot of stuff on YouTube.
Do people ever do that? Like, have you ever seen stuff? Or is that only in the movies? Where people just go like...
I mean...
Okay, I can
If you are in a situation like that, you're in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
You're in a lot of trouble.
Yes, I could see that.
So, you know, all that glamorous shit, like that's not how it works if you're in that kind of situation. You see what I'm saying?
True.
So
romanticism and even that is true. You like my cup, babe?
Yeah, everybody.
I thought you'd find it entertaining.
Yeah, your cup is decent. Why are you talking? Because it's
Leopard
leopard print. You were the one that corrupted me to leopard print. Okay. If you're in a situation like that, you find yourself in a lot of trouble. Yeah.
All right.
Kill your enemies. My brother's dead around me. Wounds are hurting. Death is creeping for me. That's why I said creeping death. Creeping death. Smoke is blinding. Hearts
gross.
are pounding. Chaos soon ignites. The call is made. It's one for all. Will I meet my maker?
The bullets shatter around me. Bodies falling. Voices calling for me. Limbs are flying. Men are crying. Such a hurtful sight. The call is made. It's one for all. Take no prisoners. That was a little... limbs are flying part was a little gross.
My stepdad was a Marine, and he almost got deployed in Vietnam, and he would have certainly died in Vietnam.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So he was like on that side of my family, like a lot of Marine Corps history. A lot of guys in the Marine Corps now. Like my family, yeah, it's really crazy. Like my family has a lot of service to this country in some pretty, you know, exotic ways for sure.
You look very nice. I like your look tonight.
Well, that's nice.
It's very attractive.
That's good. Get her a cup with a spider printed at the bottom.
Okay. 2 quick things. One, I came into the studio just like 2 nights ago, and literally the spider just dropped down right on my shoulder.
It showed you that it was a nice guy.
No, it showed me exactly what I know about
That's a lesson
spiders.
you should have learned.
Is if it was a snake, the snake wouldn't have come to me. But because it's a spider, it drops right on my shoulder. A snake's not going to do that. It's trying to get away from you. Unless you corner it, then you're in trouble. But I'd rather be around a snake.
Listen, Applejack, we've got to... I'm going to send you a track if we can get Jambi to lay down a bass track ever in his life. But CB, I'm gonna send you a track.
But he already did lay down a track.
We gotta do a rap metal song. We gotta put a rap metal song on the album. So,
Roy, if you want him to have it, send it to him.
Huh?
He's gonna buy you leopard print underwear. I told him to send it to you if he wants you to have them.
Okay.
Which song are you talking about for him to do?
I'm literally just making one up. Maybe we add another verse to the bitch, wear your mask. You fucking mask. Maybe you can do something.
You weren't muted.
I wasn't?
Yes, do it. Do it up.
Yeah, so I gotta send him that shit. And we could put it on Patreon. You want to hear our rap metal song? Because I was trying to write a new metal song anyway, and it just didn't work out. So maybe we can do that.
And I think that I could accomplish that much easier now.
Why? Oh, okay, good.
It's just when you overthink stuff, it just takes a long time to do something when you have to overthink it.
Sadie says, my dad is USMC, who's a Vietnam vet. They all died over there, even the ones that came home. Yep. That's how it always is. Everybody dies over there. Nobody gets home. Nobody goes home. That's what people used to say. Nobody goes home. Because obviously...
Applejack, I heard your stuff. You're good.
Yeah, Applejack, yeah.
I mean, Vin, but still, it's good.
Applejack, yeah, he's like a legitimate rapper.
Okay, so
but you can't be from New York and suck as a rapper. Well, you can. I knew a couple of them. But you understand what I'm saying here. Okay.
Okay, so did you see this part? The only way out is to die. God has spoken through his conscience as I scream, aim, fire! And the death toll grows higher.
Yeah.
God has spoken through his conscience?
Yeah. So I think he's... I wouldn't pay too much attention to the grammar. Because, his is a possessive pronoun. I get it.
Yeah.
So, is God speaking through his own conscience?
No, I didn't take it that way.
You're taking it as the protagonist. God is speaking through the conscience of the protagonist.
Yeah.
Because it's that cognitive dissonance that happens in killing. Right? So,
okay.
You're going to have an issue with your conscience. Unless I've met people that have killed people that do not care, but they're the minority. I've also known people that have killed people because, you're basically in a war, and people died, and that's happened, and in that case, it's a little bit different. Because there's the satisfaction, I got him, but then there's also but that guy's son had nothing to do with it. So,
yeah,
yeah, probably the worst situation. There was a kid walking around and saying, "Dude, anybody know where my dad is?" And his dad had literally just confirmed dead 2 minutes ago in the other room. So
who told him? Or did nobody say anything?
It's one of the, I think somebody, he's over there, he'll come back tomorrow or something like that. Nobody was going to tell a kid that his dad was dead. You know what I'm saying? So, but my point is most people have regret about
killing somebody.
They're in
it, yeah.
And even if it's your enemy, it just depends. You know what I'm saying? It just really, really depends.
Here's a question. Oh, maybe I already have the answer. I was gonna say, what if instead of giving our soldiers medals for doing things like that, what if we instead spoke the truth as much as what it is? To say, okay, you're coming back and you're going to have trauma because you've killed people and it's been against your conscience. And so we're going to help work you through that.
Yeah.
But people are not going to go as much, right? You can't spread the propaganda as far and as deep if you speak honestly about that instead of giving medals.
I'm not sure because it just seems to me there's certain people who are predisposed toward that kind of violence and are always going to put themselves in
a situation where they can
where they can do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Well, I guess you started
out. And it's funny because I was going to say the only exception would probably be Chicago, because them dudes, all this like smoking dead op shit, like. See, a lot of that shit is circumstantial. And that's one of the reasons why like I have such an issue with Chicago, is because even in war, there are rules in war. Mm-hmm. Even as far back, even pre-Geneva Convention, even as far back as, Muhammad. Yeah. Hamza gets mutilated. Muhammad says, okay, I'm going to find 10 of you motherfuckers. I'm going to mutilate all you guys. And Allah says you can't do that. Mm-hmm. You can only do one for one, and forgiveness is better, and you cannot desecrate the dead. And, obviously,
thank God,
from a theological perspective, that works. It's really interesting. There's really no Sharia in the Old Testament about how to handle the bodies of the dead. There really isn't much talked about it. And you do have instances of desecration in the Old Testament where the good guys do the desecration. So, for example, what's his name? Gideon. Yeah. Gideon killed the bad guy, and then they hung the dude up. You know what I'm saying? So,
and there's no commentary on it.
There's no commentary that says like, and the Lord said blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the way the dude died was not very nice either. I mean, he was tortured to death. With the whole thorns, they basically scraped the guy's back till he bled out to death. I mean, it was pretty terrible. It says he punished him with thorns or something like that. It was some crazy situation. But so that's just commentary in the scripture, but there's no like, hey, you can't do that. Whereas in the in the Quran, there is like a definitive like, hey, you can't do that.
If you're made in the image and likeness of God, and that by you being born puts an incredible amount of value on you, then how could that come out to be anything differently? Like, you can't just do that to somebody because they're made in the image and likeness of God. You shouldn't do that. Right? I mean,
yes.
Do you need that all written out? Like, isn't that the principle?
Well, I do think you need it written out, because if you're in a position of power, yeah, you can know what the right thing to do is, but if there's no stopgap, then you're gonna go off and do that. I don't think it's natural that people are gonna honor the dead. I think that that's something that, if you want to look at it from a biblical perspective, or even if you want to look at it from a secular perspective, you don't need God necessarily to know, hey, if I desecrate your dead, that's going to give you more, and the technical term is a spirit of core, which is basically what is the overarching emotional state of the opposition. So that's one of the things, when you're doing reconnaissance, one of the things you have to gauge is the spirit of core. Like, how are they? Are they angry, hungry, tired, arguing, that type of thing? Or are they getting along with each other, playing cards, all that type of shit? The guys are playing cards and shit, like, they like each other, but they're not very secure. You see what I'm saying? So like, a spirit of core is important. And so people figured out pretty close, hey, if we desecrate the dead, it increases the spirit of core on the other side, right? And then it increases the chances that we're going to be desecrated. And if you're in the ancient Near East, it's a shame on our culture. Obviously, it's a fate worse than death, right? As a matter of fact, the entire point of killing you was to put you in a situation where you were vulnerable and couldn't defend yourself. That was the entire. They were killing you so they could shame you more, was the idea. So
I was probably born in the wrong culture.
It's one of those things where. That's why I say, like, to some degree, there's something supernatural happening in Chicago. Mm-hmm. Because the natural sort of stopgaps that people figure out when they're doing war is not applicable. Mm-hmm. The dudes are just doing that shit, and then we're going to social media and saying all types of craziness. So now your conscience is completely cauterized. Because I'll tell you, like, I've had situations where I'm like, oh, man, I shouldn't have X, Y, and Z thing, and shit you're going to have to live with for the rest of your life or whatever. But if one of those people were like, ha ha, blah, 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 Scooter, ha ha ha, I wouldn't feel bad at all. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
So it's just, it's really crazy. But your conscience, what are you going to do? like, dudes are trying to kill you. Mm-hmm. And then the way that most people reconcile themselves to it is to say, well, is either me or him. But the question then becomes, well, if that's so self-evident and axiomatic, then why doesn't everybody, why do you even have to struggle with it then?
Yeah, exactly.
And, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter why you killed the person. You took a human being off the earth. And they had family and friends and people that love them, and you're never going to see them again. And you have to deal with that for the rest of your life, because they have to deal with that for the rest of your life. And it doesn't matter what your justifications were. That doesn't mean shit to his mother.
Right.
So,
Or his kids. Yikes. Yeah.
So, it's
Yikes.
It's a really terrible situation.
Well, that was heavy. Yeah. I mean, what is somebody supposed to do that's been in that situation? Like, what would they... Like, if I had been in a war, and then I killed people, and I went along with all that stuff, and then I came back, and I was feeling like... You said you have to live the rest of your life? People have to live the rest of their life like that. Like, what are they supposed to do?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, obviously, as a Christian, I'm going to say, hey, you've got...
Well, Paul was like that. He killed a bunch of people.
And his
wasn't even in war.
Well, this goes again for reason number 60 trillion why Jesus had to be crucified in order for God to forgive us. It's because we do shit like that. We kill each other and then we mock each other. So what does Jesus do? He takes part in a public death that resulted in the desecration of his body, not while he was dead, but while he was alive. That's why it needs something as dramatic as a crucifixion to forgive us, because we do shit like this to each other. Mm-hmm. And we got mothers now who have sons who have forever on the internet their kids' death being mocked and celebrated.
Yeah.
And do I believe that God can forgive people that kill a mother's child and then mocks her for it? Yes, I do. I do believe God can and does forgive those people. But that forgiveness is very fucking expensive.
Right.
Because it's truly fucked up what we're doing to each other. I'm not even talking about like Chicago. I'm talking about the planet. Like we just bodied 7 people last week, and the most that the U.S. could say is oops. But the Taliban are the terrorists.
I know.
The Tally are the terrorists. The Tally.
I already knew we had a problem, but when it was like the way that the reaction was, I was like, okay, this is much bigger.
Yeah. Good song though. Good song right out the gate. I loved it. It had some Iron Maiden elements to it, but it also
when it started. Yeah.
Yeah, it also had some, just regular raw, cheap New York breakdowns.
And some movement.
11 people, 7 kids.
Okay. What do you give the song?
Rest in peace to the 7 nameless anonymous people we murdered in Afghanistan. It's a 10. I really liked it. They started. Mark started off hard. He started off really. There's a lot of like strategy to the way that people do that, but he started off pretty strong. I'm very curious as to what we're going to hear that's going to overcome this song, because part of the strategy might be, if I come up with a really strong song and the other one suck, I don't know, but this one was really, really good. DJ Mark, it's a 10. Vin out.
Sori out. Oh wait, I didn't rate it.
Oh,
I gave it a 9.
You give it a 9 solid, not a 9 dot, just a 9 solid.
That's what I gave it. It was a 9 solid.
All right. Well, there you go. Vin out.
Sori out.
Gone.